Why does a customer keep looking in my bay, watching everything I do? Why is my boss over here looking at me? Did I tighten that last bolt up? Is that wire connected? Oh, I can't sleep now. Yeah. What's going on, y'all? Have you had some of these conversations with yourself? If you're new in the industry, get used to it, because you're going to be asking yourself some of these questions. Now, myself and Bill, who is going to be my business partner, or I'll be his, or whatever, however it works out, did a video in the new shop called Pros and Cons of Being a Mechanic, and I figured it'd be fun to get his take on it and kind of just get two ideas back and forth. Well, with that, I figured I would like to sit there, I would like to sit there and kind of dive a little bit deeper into that. One of my topics I'd really like to dive into, and this is the dark side of the industry. It's all the stress. There's good stresses and bad stresses in life, man. Right now the business and moving and trying to scramble to get everything taken care of on my end for this new business, that's good stress. That's benefiting me in the future. And I'm really crossing my fingers, y'all, that everything works out, everything's a smooth transition, and I could work to partner up with Bill and the other gentleman we'll be working with and have a successful business. Will there be struggles and stresses in that? Absolutely. I would be absolutely dumb to think that that would not be the case. It's going to be more stressful than what I'm dealing with right now. But day to day, as a mechanic, as a technician, grease monkey, whatever you'd like to call the people that turn wrenches do, guys, if you're in it, you know. Guys, if you're wanting to get into it, you're going to find out. You're going to have all sorts of stresses between the customer sitting there watching you work, out in the parking lot kind of peeking around the corner like, what's the mechanic doing? Or even walking into your bay asking you, well, did you do this right? Or whatever questions they may have come up. I've had that happen very rarely 10 years ago. It's kind of nice working in a fleet shop. You're going to, I think it's inevitable at this point to have the manager or service advisor come over and just look at you and just watch what you're doing. And, oh, well, we need this. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. That to me is one of the biggest things that will drive me up the wall. I will toss my tools on the ground and walk away, go smoke a cigarette. I don't like people up my rear while I'm trying to perform a task. And especially if it's something tedious. But you're going to have that. I mean, I've had managers, I've had to have equipment to go out to rent like 5 minutes prior, and it's got all sorts of electrical issues on it, and you're trying to diagnose, and we don't have another piece of equipment that can take its spot, and it's already been rented out prior because of communication failure. Go figure, it happens. Communication's a huge thing that people just decide to say, screw it, we don't need that stuff, and goodbye. It happens. It's not fun. But you get stresses from communication breakdown. You get the stresses from, hey, what you doing there, buddy? You gonna have this done? Is this gonna be done in like 2 minutes? Because I need it. You're going to have that. Granted, if you decide to pick up that 2-inch wrench and just crack someone over the head with it, I mean, that's between you and the person. I'm not going to tell you to do it. I mean, you're your own adult. Do as you please. Probably not the smartest thing unless you want to get a new boyfriend and 3 square meals a day and all that stuff. Jail doesn't sound so bad. I mean, I like the idea of the vacation myself, but, it is what it is. Getting back on track though. So stresses from management, stresses from customers, stresses from day-to-day repairs. Those late nights where you sit there and you have a socket drawer with a wrench in it, pliers, hammers, I mean all sorts of stuff that's not supposed to be in here. There's several things of pliers in here, several wrenches, that have just been thrown there, and I'm going to be cleaning that up here momentarily after I finish this up. So you have that. I'm at work on a Sunday. I got to get my equipment done. I'm the only person that sits there and takes care of our equipment. And when you have it all kind of fall apart, I'm working on old equipment. So when everything kind of goes to the wayside, guess what? You got to take away time and go do what you can, so that way the guys that actually run the stuff can sit there and make their money and use it on Monday. Not a fun thing, but it happens. What can you do? Then you have the stresses of having to buy tools. You know, 20 bucks a week, not a bad thing. Then it turns into 50 bucks a week. Then you get into another tool truck and another tool truck. Next thing you know, you're spending $200 a week on tools or $300 a week on tools, and you're wondering where your paycheck went. And now you're having to work overtime and getting nagged by the wife. Things of that nature, guys. It happens. It's the little stupid things. Did I tighten the oil drain pan bolt? Did I forget to tighten the belt? Did I forget to do this? Did I forget to do that? Is the alternator all the way on? Guys, it happens. It's those stupid little things that create comebacks. Then you're not getting paid for the job. You're getting screwed over left and right, and it just all starts to compound and add up. It's a terrible thing. What I have found that works best for me, guys, I'm not going to sit there and tell you what to do or how to do it, and just really want to drive home that there are stresses in this industry. What works for me, I'll walk away and go burn one real quick in the front of the building or out back or whatever. I'll sit in my chair, close my eyes, and just crank up the radio and just kind of forget. I get home. Years ago, I'd crack open a 6-pack, kill that, and then go into the bottle of whiskey and let's ride out for the night. Don't do that. That leads down a terrible road, guys. I'm one to talk on that one. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and it sucks. It's too small for my fat self. But I like to be a little bit more constructive with my stresses and my shortcomings. I like to read. I like to read about psychology or bettering myself, or try to read into something I'm struggling with. If I suck at, I don't know, let's say electrical, because I'm not the best automotive electrician. I'm capable, but I'm not the best out there. I'll pick a topic and read up on it for 15, 20 minutes and go from there, because you got to build yourself up. I'll listen to, hell, I'll put on Joe Rogan's podcast or Dan Pena or, anything like that to kind of get my mind thinking in another direction. It takes away from that, and I'm able to proceed with my day. Granted, I'm hourly. I'm a fleet tech. It is what it is. For you flat rate guys doing that, it might not work out well, and that's another stress on that. Because let's face it, if you're flat rate, 3-hour job, you're doing it in 4, you're losing money. One of those terrible things. Another stress, guys. For those who've been a part of the channel, my toolbox, my roll cart, and I've got several comments on that about what's going on with it. I had to install my camera up there. I'm not happy about that. It kind of frustrates me and stresses me out having to leave my tools at work where I don't trust people. One of those things. Well, I had my toolbox flipped over. No one gave me a call up saying, hey, by the way, it was that little thing over there up on the wall saying, hey, you have a notification. Tools getting stolen. Guys, I've had, probably $800 worth of tools missing in the last year. And that's partially, most of it's blamed for me. I left something out for a little bit, had to go run somewhere, come back, it's gone. Put something on my thing, talk to someone, walk away real quick, go grab something over there, next thing I know, it's gone. Maybe the 2-inch wrench comes into play, and grab the little guy out and say, hey buddy, where'd you put my stuff at? But, then we don't want to end up in jail. Unless you really need a vacation, because I haven't had one of those in a long time, like 6 years. But these are just some of the things I see, guys, that isn't the best about the industry. You are going to have headaches and times where you want to pull your hair out. You're going to have times where you're going to sit in the corner with a bottle of whiskey, listening to Dido on repeat, crying in the corner. It happens. I mean, sometimes a good cry in the bathtub with cold water running down your face, off the shower. It's a good thing too. Thank God for Dido. I know. Every once in a while it's Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera thing, but we're not going to go into too much detail on that. But guys, just something to think about. If you guys got stresses in your life, such as whatever when it comes to work, drop those down in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, whatever. Other than that, guys, just a little bit of a thought onto it. So take it easy and keep wrenching.